How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Ready to get back with some Dishin with Sissy?
I am. I love doing this. I was away for the weekend, and I was with some of our family, and we were talking actually about this, and they were telling me, that how much they enjoy it, and the different episodes, and things that we say and things that we do. So I'm like, well, I hope we don't embarrass anybody.
Shout out to the fam.
We have a scrumptious one today. Again, the weather's turning a little bit colder. So we've decided to do a chowder. Chowder. What kind of chowder?
Well, we're going to have a base of corn chowder.
Corn chowder. Okay.
And then we're going to put our own little spin on it.
Are we now?
We are.
Okay.
You see this here?
I see that there. Yeah.
That's a hint and a half. We need to get together soon. Yes,
we do. My birthday's next weekend. Come out.
I'm aware of the date of your birth.
It upset your life in so many ways.
I gotta give a shout out to Jason and Myung, who gave me this fabulous "The Skies, the Galaxy's the Limit" apron here.
I love that.
Isn't it?
Very colorful.
Yes, it is.
So I have to tell you, I was with family last weekend, and I'm not going to say what because I don't have permission to say what, but I actually saw our brother, and I took a page from your playbook. Remember when we used to work together at the firm, and you used to tell everybody, people would come up to me and they'd be like, "Oh, I met your little sister." I'm like, "Little?" I said, "What? Little sister? Like she ain't nobody's little sister." So during this event, I told everybody, I said, go tell him you met his little sister. And our brother comes up to me, he's like, "Yeah, I got all these people saying, hey, I met your little sister." And I'm like, "Yeah, you did."
Hi, welcome back to Dishin with Sissy in Dee Dee's kitchen. We're making corn chowder today, and my spin on it is going to be a seafood shrimp corn chowder. I have the usual suspects here. I did most of my prepping beforehand. I had 4 ears of corn. You need to get the corn off the cob. So first of all, I want to start with that. Get yourself a good rectangle baking dish and a nice sharp knife, and you're just going to cut the kernels off of the corn like this. And I tell you what, doing it this way, I haven't lost one kernel of corn across the kitchen. So I'm going to do this. I also have 4 green onions that I chopped finely. I took the white parts and some of the green in this dish, and I have the rest of the green chops to put on top of the chowder. I have, this is celery, 2 celery stalks that are chopped pretty good. And also I have about 2 medium-sized potatoes that I pre-cooked. I boiled them just for like 5 minutes-ish, just to get them kind of cooked, but not all the way cooked, so they're still kind of firm. Okay, so I have 6 pieces of bacon here, and I'm just going to cut them up in just some slices. Can never have too much bacon, right, Steve?
That's right. We are doing corn chowder as the base for tonight. I am doing a chicken corn chowder. So very easy, just kind of toss it in, everything in here, let it simmer. I'm going to start with about 1/4 cup of butter. We're going to toss it in my trusty Dutch oven. Don't know what I'd do without a Dutch oven. If you don't have a Dutch oven, go get yourself a Dutch oven. We're gonna let the butter melt. I've got this on about a medium heat. We're gonna let that melt in there. Add 1 medium onion, chopped. And 1 shallot, chopped. Let these saute until they get nice and light and a little translucent.
Okay, so the bacon is nicely crisp. I'm gonna take it out of here, put it on a paper plate with some paper towels on it. All right, I turned the pan down. I've got it on a medium-ish. And I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of the bacon grease back in the pan. And I'm going to let it get a little bit hot. I'm going to put in the white parts of the green onion. And I'm going to put the celery in. And I'm just going to let that cook until they get, sauteed tender. Add the tablespoon of butter in with the bacon grease to cook the celery and the onions down.
The onions and shallots have been sauteing for about 2.5, just under 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and add about a tablespoon of minced garlic, and we're going to let that saute for about another 30 seconds. So I have about 6 cups of chicken broth here. I'm going to pour in most of it to start, and we'll see if we need to add some to cover. I have 3 russet potatoes that I have chopped into about 1-inch cubes. We're going to add that. And I have about 2 1/4 cup or 1 small package of frozen corn. I like the baby yellow and white just because it gives it some color. But frozen corn, you could use fresh corn if you wanted to. We're just going to add that on top. Give it a little stir. We're going to season this with 2 bay leaves. Toss them in. I have a teaspoon of Himalayan sea salt, a teaspoon of ground black pepper, a teaspoon of ground white pepper, and about 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper flake to give it just a little spice. And obviously you can scale that back or add a little bit more depending on whether or not you like that heat. We're gonna add all of our spices in. Make sure that we keep stirring this. We're going to bring it to just where it gets like a quick boil. Then we're going to turn this down and let it simmer uncovered for about 20 to 25 minutes. I'm going to check the potatoes at 20 minutes, and if they're fork tender, then it's ready. That's really the tell.
I'm going to use my trusty mincer here, and I'm just going to mince in 4 cloves of garlic. I'm going to put in some salt and pepper, just This is 1/2 teaspoon of Old Bay, so I'm just going to start with that. Mix that in. I don't want it to be overpowering. I just want it to give it a little hint of that Maryland flavor. This is simmering. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. I'm going to put in the corn. I have the 2 potatoes. It's about 2 cups worth that I boiled just a little bit just to pre-cook them a little bit. I'm going to drop those in. Give it a stir. Oh, it's thickening up nice. We're going to end up adding some half and half in here just to thin it out a little bit before serving. So it's getting nice and thick now. I'm going to go for 5 minutes and let this corn cook and the potatoes finish getting, oh, this is really looking delicious. It smells good too. I think I might put just another little sprinkle of the Old Bay in there.
Hey, okay, so it's looking good. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and add some thickener to this. So I have 1/4 cup of cold water. I'm going to add some cornstarch to this. Whisk it around a little bit to make sure that we're not getting any lumps in there. And while this is still kind of simmering strong, There we go. That'll help the broth thicken up just a little bit while it's simmering.
Okay, so this has cooked for the 5 minutes. I did a little taste to make sure it was seasoned right. I threw in another little bit of pinch of Old Bay. And I did put in a good tablespoon or so of that crumbled bacon, just to have that smoky bacon flavor in the soup as well as a topping. I'm going to drop the shrimp in. And I'm just going to cook this a little bit longer until the shrimp are done. 3 to 5 minutes. You know, they don't take very long to cook. That's probably maybe 1/4 to a 1/2 teaspoon of dried thyme. You can use fresh. I just didn't happen to have any at the moment. We got the shrimp. Oh boy, it's coming together nice. The shrimp are cooking. I'm going to put another little sprinkle of the thyme in there, I think. Okay. And then we're going to put in, just before serving, all the shrimp are turning pink, which is a good indication that they are almost cooked. They got a little bit of translucence to them, so I'm going to let them cook just a little bit longer. I'm actually going to turn the heat off now because the residual heat that's in there is going to continue to cook those shrimp.
We're going to check on this and see how it's progressing. It certainly is bubbling. And you can see already that it's thickened up. Now, obviously, the potatoes have starch, and that starch does act as a thickening agent. And we put a little bit of cornstarch in there as well with some water. And it looks really good. These potatoes are almost fork tender. I'm thinking probably about another 4 or 5 minutes will do the trick.
1/3 cup of half and half going in. A little splash over 1/3 cup. And just give this a stir. It has thickened up nicely. Oh boy, it looks so good.
That extra 4 minutes did do the trick. And our potatoes are nice, and let me see if I can get one nice and tender. And the soup has a beautiful thickness to it. So I'm now gonna add about 2 cups of cooked shredded chicken. All right, our pot's getting nice and full. We have 2 more things that we're gonna add, and that's to make this, because it's a chowder, we're gonna make it creamy. I have 1 cup of 2% milk. You could use whole milk if you wanted to. And I have 1 cup of heavy cream. I'm gonna let this simmer for about another 10 minutes just to get all those liquids and the chicken that we just added warm with the rest of the soup. And we will be ready to serve. Corn chowder.
We did.
And there are several variations to that. So why don't you share with me what you've got going on?
Okay. Well, I made a corn and shrimp chowder. Yeah. I wanted to do crab, but yeah, I can't afford to take a mortgage out on the house. Or loan out on the mortgage, whatever. So I got corn and shrimp chowder here with some bacon on top and some green onions. What have you got?
You used some Old Bay in that. What else did you season it with?
Some thyme, some salt and pepper. I got some clam juice in there for the whole seafood flavor thing.
Mm-hmm.
Bacon, of course. I don't know, thyme, salt, pepper. Oh, garlic. Garlic is in there. What have you got?
Right. I did a chicken corn chowder.
Oh.
So chicken and potatoes, corn, seasoned it with, standard spices, used some onions, some shallots, some garlic. And I too have used some, now I'm using turkey bacon because we're just trying to be a little bit healthier over here at the Magnet Homestead. So we've got some turkey bacon and yes, green onion because you just want that little bit of something fresh on top, right?
Indeed.
And then I would usually serve a chowder with a nice crusty bread, maybe like a garlic bread. But I didn't have any, so I've got some nice. I've got several different types of crackers that we're going to have with it. You can crunch them up in it. Again, it gives it a little bit more texture, a little bit of crunch with all that. There you go.
That's what I have here too. Some crackers.
So again, we did different recipes, but very similar ingredients. Just kind of mixed it up a little bit. It's fabulous. Have you tasted yours?
Huh?
Have you tasted?
Well, of course I have tasted. An official tasting with all the good stuff.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, Sissy. It's super hot.
It's good. I put a little bit of red pepper flake in it just to let you know that it's there, you know, just kind of like a little subtle, but it kind of gets you like, ooh, that's good. But all in all, I actually made this recipe. We had during Christmas time, I had the team over and we did a potluck brunch, and I actually made this soup, and everybody there asked me for the recipe. There wasn't one person there was nothing in the pot when everybody was like, because they're like, can we take some of this? I was putting it in Ziploc containers. I was putting it in. It's delish.
I imagine it is.
I bet yours is too. Might sprinkle just a little bit of Old Bay on top of this.
I might just add a little splash of hot sauce. I like a little hot sauce in my soups and stews and chowders.
I think so, yeah.
This is really delicious.
I actually used canned chicken. Now, I have a friend, I had never heard of chicken in a can. I had certainly never used canned chicken before. And we were talking about it one day, and I said, what did you say? He said, you know, chicken in a can. It's like tuna, only it's chicken. I'm like, I'm like, just make chicken. She's like, no, it's so much easier. Wow. And fried it, and in like soups or quick chicken salad or something that you just need. I usually now keep a couple cans in the pantry because I might not want to make a chicken breast and have to shred the chicken and do all that.
We always have canned chicken. I like to make chicken salad with it. And yeah, you can use it for all sorts of things.
Well, I had never, but now I do always.
All right. See? Stepping out of the box.
You know, I don't like being out of my comfort zone at all. But I will admit when I've stepped out and it's nice. And this is nice.
Indeed.
All right, sister. Love you.
I love you too.
I will see you next time on Dishin with Sissy.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Good stuff. Cheers.